Okay, I won't rag on the 3DS for this video, okay? There are good and bad things about the 3DS. I am gonna, that's just the truth of every console, okay? I do love to always point out the worst points about the 3DS, but these people are upset because some YouTuber online has nostalgia for the 3DS. Of course, I often, really nostalgia, okay? Nostalgia is, good, it's a feel-good feeling, but the reason why I get go whenever time I hear nostalgia because it's always towards the 90s. There's a lot of people, according to people online, the 90s is the greatest era of all time, and nothing has improved ever since then. Especially Nintendo. Okay, Nintendo games have gotten better since the 90s. Okay, that's just the query. I played several of these 90s classics, and there are games, maybe besides like Star Fox 64. Well, those games in the same franchise I've gotten better, like Zelda. Okay, I played Ocarina of Time on like the GameCube collection. Okay, but I played Breath of the Wild, and Breath of the Wild is a better game than Ocarina of Time. Okay, it is just that simple. Ocarina of Time, same thing with Mario 64. Okay, I played all of the 3D Mario games. Besides Mario 3D Land and maybe 3D World, Mario 64 I think is the weakest 3D Mario game. Okay, I used to think it was Galaxy, but I played Galaxy, and Mario 64, unfortunately, as much as I like Mario 64, is the weakest 3D Mario game. It has the jankiest controls of any 3D Mario game, and that's why, besides 3D Land, which it's 3D Land, okay, Mario 64 is more imaginative than 3D Land. That's the only reason why 3D Land is lower. Which nothing against 3D Land because I like 3D Land too. So there's no bad 3D Mario game. Is what I'm telling you. It's just 3D Land's my least favorite 3D Mario game, and that's always been my problem with the 3DS. Is 3DS games end up always being my least favorite of each entry. Okay, of every major franchise. Like the 3DS and Wii U era have always end up being my least favorite. In every list of Nintendo games. Okay, you know yeah, but feeling the nostalgic for the best in the world with 3DS, like it's okay if you like the 3DS and the 3DS era of games. Okay, I'm not gonna rag on you for liking the 3DS era of games because the 3DS does have some good games and does have some bad games. Okay, it's just that simple. That's how every console is. The N64 has good games and has bad games. Like N64 has Superman 64 for crying out loud. Okay, same for the PS1. The PS1 has good games and bad games. Like good games like Final Fantasy 7 and Metal Gear Solid, and bad games like Bubsy 3D. Same for the GameCube. The GameCube has good and bad games. Good games like Pikmin, Mario Sunshine, and Wind Waker, and of course bad games. I have to actually think about this one. Maybe iNinja. Oh yeah, the Aquaman game. Oh yeah, I forgot that game existed. The Aquaman game. I never played that game, fortunately. Or that Mega Man game for the GameCube. That one was really bad. Even the PS2 has good and bad games. 360 has a plethora of really, really bad games. Really bad games. Like that Bomberman game that I heard was really, really bad. I think that was on the 360. Also it did have Halo 4. It's Halo 4. And it did have, it did have some really bad games. Like Ninja Breadman was on the 360, I think, as well. So I think it was on the 360 and Wii. I don't know if I'm and of course the Switch has good and bad games too. Good games like Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Pikmin 3 and Pikmin 4. And of course it has some bad games like Arms. Okay, Arms. I'm always gonna make fun of Arms. Okay, I've never played Arms, but however, Arms was not a very good game. Or One Two Switch. Okay, One Two Switch is a much better example. One Two Switch is a bad game. I don't know about any bad third party games. Maybe some of those really bad anime games or Bubsy's Return. I think there was a Bubsy game in the Switch. I think it was called like Bubsy Kart or something, and no one liked it. And of course, the PS4 has so many good games, and of course, the worst PS4 game is freaking Bubsy Woolly Strike Back. Like no one likes that game. Okay, no one likes Bubsy the Woolly Strikes Back. Okay, even like Fallout 76 and Cyberpunk, they have improved, and Bubsy Woolly Strikes Back is still garbage because it's a Bubsy game. Okay, and maybe another bad Switch game, might be a controversial opinion, is Sonic Forces. But this shows you how great the Switch library is. If Sonic Forces is like one of the weakest games of the Switch, I don't know, it may have the bad Switch games, quote unquote, but yeah. And the 3DS has its fair share of bad games. CP Robo, Zip Brass, Hey Pikmin, you know, New Super Mario Bros. 2. Okay, um, that one was a major letdown. My God, that one was okay. I just don't like the character loss of that game. Like, who thought it was okay to add the honey queen? Like this must have been like the 3DS always sold like, oh yeah, and of course let's not forget the worst 3DS game ever made, Sticker Style. But you know, the 3DS had some good games too, like Tamagotchi Life, Smash Bros for 3DS. That one was pretty fun. Mario Maker for 3DS. Yes, sucks it had no online, but you can still make Mario levels and mess around, just, and play them on the go. Okay, and then of course you still have the main series Pokemon games, which were the last good main series Pokemon games before Game Freak started screwing up on the HD platforms with Let's Go. Legends even like Legends Arceus wasn't that great either. So, you know, maybe I have to just go back, round and finish the game. I got through like the first like 5 to 6 hours of the game. It just I did finish Scar and Violet, and I had to chug through that one, but you know that's about this video here. So what do you think about the 3DS era? I know there's a lot of people who love the 3DS era, but in my personal opinion, the 3DS and Wii U era are still my least favorite era of Nintendo. Okay, you know, like it's I think it's below the NES era, and the NES era is so old that, and then of course I think afterwards would be the SNES and okay, I'll make a lot of people mad about that one, but and then there'll be like the the Switch era, the Wii and DS era, GameCube, no, N64 era, Wii and DS era, Switch era, and GameCube era, which I think despite the GameCube not doing too well, it is still like a lot of the GameCube games are just classics like Pikmin 1 and 2, Flowers of Door, Wind Waker, and Sunshine. So absolutely, and of course it has Pikmin 1 and 2, which our games when I was a kid we played endlessly. Like Pikmin 1 and 2, I replayed those games endlessly. Like I probably beat Pikmin 2 more than I beat any other game. Literally any other game. Okay, but yeah, that's about this video here, and goodbye.